Hi, everybody. Welcome along. I've got the pleasure of an author I published a book for back in July 2016, Dominic Hodgson, who wrote and has published this book to success of how to be your dog's superhero. You might have heard of Dom, and he's been an advocate of mine now for a good year, and he's done super well. And he's going to tell you basically how to sell your books on Amazon instead of me telling you. I'm going to have a real life author tell you. So, hi, Dom.
Hello, Bill. Thanks for having me.
No problems, Dom. So, yeah, thanks a lot for jumping on board. Dominic's been super successful, as I said, with his book. It was released back in 2016, July, as I said earlier. Just tell us a little bit about the book, your background, Dom, and why you wrote the book in the first place before we go on about the exciting stuff that everybody really wants to know, how to sell their books. But give us a background first, and then we can go from there.
Okay, cool. So the really short story is I quit my job as a sales rep back in 2011 and set up as a dog adventure business up in Sunderland. And then I started to get more interested in dogs, dog training, and the career developed from there. So then I was wanting to find ways to leverage my time better and teach more people through online stuff. And that was when I became aware of how important having a book was to this sort of process, you know, of positioning yourself as an expert and just generally, you know, lots of reasons you should write a book, you know, but especially for the type of thing that I'm doing, it does a lot of things, which no doubt we'll be talking about.
Yeah, perfect. So the book in total, I think, so we're not going to go on about how you wrote the book today or anything like that, but it roughly took about, was it now 6-8 months really from start to finish, or was it?
Yeah, probably about 4 or 5 once I really got into it. I messed about for a few months, as most people do, I think, but yeah.
Perfect. So basically, as I always say, Dom, the book is just the start of it. It's just the start of the process. Obviously, you had grand ideas of what you probably wanted to do, or you might not have done. I'm not sure. But you have been you are an advocate of writing books and why you should write books. Just show us a couple of the books, or the main book, and then you've got just a little plugger. He's got another new book coming out as well. So
this is the original one. This is How to Be a Dog Superhero, the one that's on the screen there now. So this is the one that we launched last year. This is the book that kind of changed everything for me. It did everything that I wanted it to do. It positioned me as an expert. It's a fantastic introduction to me and my business. And it sets people up to find out more about everything else that I do as well, you know, online training, seminars, podcasts, all this kind of thing. So that's that one. And the next one, which is due out, well, next week or week after it, isn't it, Bill?
As soon as we can print it, yeah.
Yeah, it's literally with the foil blockers now. So that's what it's going to look like. We've got a little bit of gold foil going to go on there on the pound sign. So that's what we're waiting for that to come back. So this one I've changed, I've diversified slightly because this is for pet business owners. So this one's for dog walkers to help them to grow their pet business, walk yourself wealthy. So that's where I'm going with that. And we've got another couple on the bubble as well.
So there you go, people. The power of writing a book, the confidence that it also gives you, it helps your business. And further on in the seminar, obviously, we're going on about, you know, the lead generation power that it brings. But obviously, Dom is here to kind of talk about why and how, because it's always intrigued me slightly. Now, this puppy dog here, How to Be Your Dog Superhero, has been in the top. Well, you tell everyone about it, Dom. How it all worked out.
It's done, like I said, it's done everything that I wanted it to do. I think I went into it with my eyes wide open, so I wasn't expecting it to be the next Harry Potter or anything like that. It was there to do a specific job of positioning me and introducing people to me, to my business and that kind of thing. But I came up with sort of 5 things that I think. These aren't 5 new things, by the way, but they're just 5 things that I think everybody should kind of do if they're gonna go into this. Do you think?
Yeah, perfect. So basically, we're going to go through now, and I'm going to put a little flashy thing up when it comes back up, Dom. But this is Dom's top 5 tips on how to become an Amazon #1 bestseller. So over to the master. Okay, so we'll do it the old style. Coming in at number 5.
Okay, coming in at number 5. Write a good book. You know, there's no. I'm sort of messed around for a while getting into it, and a mutual friend of ours, Vicky Fraser, she helped me out with the book as well. And basically, you have to, you know, there's loads of books out there. It's so easy now, isn't it, to just knock something up 4,000 or 5,000 words, and you turn it into a Mobi file and put it on Kindle, and boom, you've got a book, But
yeah,
if it's not formatted correctly, if it's not a quality bit of work, really, then it's not going to do the job that you want it to do, I think. So I'm not saying that my book there's nothing in it that's particularly groundbreaking, but it's like a work of quality. I took the time to write it, to get it edited, to get it formatted, and all these kind of things, so that it looks the part.
And also to everybody, regardless, and like Dom says, we can all knock something up pretty quickly. And yes, it is out there, but Dom probably spent a fair bit of money on it to get it right as well. And I think he's testament in that. Obviously, what he's done. Obviously, like I say, content is king, Dom, isn't it? As always.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. Which brings me on to the next point, actually, point number 4.
Number 4.
And that is to know who you're writing for,
Right.
I knew when I started this particular book, I knew it wasn't going to be, I didn't want it to be sort of another stuffy dog training book for dog trainers. I wanted it to be for people who were like me 5 years ago, people who love their dogs dearly, but they had no control over them,
Yeah.
So I wanted to share my successes and my failures, and just basically speak to people on their level. And that's not being derogatory or disrespectful. I mean, their level is my level, I'm not, this is how I speak. This is how I speak in my emails. This is similar to how I speak in my book. And I think that's, maybe not so much to me and you, it was in this sort of game, but to the general public, that's quite refreshing, I think, speaking speaking to them on a level that they can understand and empathise with.
And not being so up your own backside, basically.
Oh, sure, definitely, yeah. The more you, this brings me nicely on to point number 3.
Genuinely, I did not know that was going to be the case.
It's almost like we planned this. Is put your personality into it.
Yeah.
So know your audience. That's number 4. Know who you're writing for. So I knew when mine wasn't going to be for dog trainers, it was going to be for dog owners. Yeah. And the third thing was putting my personality into it. The more you put your personality into it, even using things like, swear words and slang or whatever, if it's your type of thing, which it is for me, that helps pull people in as well. I mean, you can see there, there's 126 reviews. There was 125 yesterday. There's 126 today. And I've been, another little tip, I suppose, would be I've been quite persistent in asking for reviews. So when anybody messages me and says, I enjoyed the book, I'll say, brilliant, can you leave me a review on Amazon, please? Yeah. Because I wanted to get it over 100, really. That was what I wanted. And I did that within a year. So
the key for you there was in the follow-up then to...
For sure, with everything. Yeah, everything with the follow-up all the time, And when you look at the reviews, which is the only reason I was mentioning them, I'm not saying that to show off. I'm just saying what's possible.
He is. Look, he's got 5 stars there.
but if you read the reviews, they're people who've written a review. The majority of them will say, I spent £300 on a behaviourist. I went to all these classes, but nothing spoke to me in a way that this book kind of did. Do you know what I mean? And that's, and like I say, there's no magic in there. It's not like I know the secret of dog training, because I don't. Yeah. I've just said it the way that I see it. I've said it with my personality.
Yeah, and you've basically being yourself and try not to be somebody that you're not. And I think we've all been there, whatever kind of area we've walked in life. Sometimes I've tried it. I've got a Mockney accent, etc. I am who I am. There's no point in me trying to be William instead of Bill. So and that's that's the best way I can kind of describe it. And you're right. I think being yourself within it, and again, it goes back. If you are very eloquent, then be eloquent within you. But you don't have to.
For sure. Yeah.
You don't have to say a fucking a shit just because it's trying to be all rock and roll about it. But if you are like that, like we are, then again, that's not trying to be cool about stuff either. That is again just speaking to your audience, being who you are. And then when people kind of, they're going to be shocked by knowing the real you, and that's a big, I think you're right.
That's exactly right. And I mean, with my books, I'm going to talk about when I get to point 5. Yeah. My books are there as the start of the funnel, and this one too, the Water Yourself Wealthy, even more so. This one's specifically been written to be the start of the funnel, and it leads people to another place. So I don't want people reading this and then coming to a seminar or joining an online group of mine and being shocked by the way that I talk, by you saying with the fucks and the shits and stuff, you know what I mean? Because they're going to be shocked and disappointed, you know. But I want them to know that from the start. That's why it's on.
Absolutely, and that's what the power of a book really does. So that was number 3, was it? What's number 2?
Number 3, yeah. Now this one, it might sound a bit obvious, and I'm sure it comes up all the time, but I really think it's worth investing in a decent cover, because I think mine has. I think the cover with me has been a lot of the behind the success, you know, and a lot of that will go to Julia, who's done both of my covers.
Just promote. You can promote. It's Julia King Creative, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Julia. She's Julia Brown now.
Okay.
Brown. I think it's Brown Owl Design. I think. Julia. She did a fantastic job with this one as well. I mean, these are some of the dogs that we walk daily on their adventures. You know, she's got them on there, and. I know, just, you know, if you were to back up from that and look at the list of all of the books, mine does stand out, you know. It's so it was like you said before, it was
I see. Yeah.
Sorry, if you click back on the book again, Bill.
Oh, in your book, mate. Yeah.
And then if you scroll down.
Oh yeah, very predictable type thing, are they?
Yeah, just a bit further too. I'm not sure if you can go down to the book description where it says in dogs there. See where it says in dogs? Go back up, Bill. There.
And 2 fells. Yeah.
Animal pet care, dogs. See where it's got dogs on this?
Am I being a bit of a numpty here, mate? Oh, dogs. Sorry, there.
Yeah, click on there. So they're all the books in dog care.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, some of these are really professional books. You know, they've had a lot of money spent on them, but some of them are by television stars and stuff. You know, but. But mine does stand out generally amongst a lot of those, and I'm sure the new one's going to stand out as well.
Yeah.
So, like you said before, it was a cost, it was an investment, it was something where I did have to shell out, but you know the book's still ticking over now for me. It's still bringing people to my business, so it's going to do that for a long time, I hope. Yeah,
definitely. No, like I say, it is an evergreen product, a book. So, okay. And then number 1.
Number 1 would be to leverage it. Would be to have it as a. I've leveraged the shit out of mine, you know, and I continue to do so.
For example, again, what I say to people, it can be things like this. It can be turned into webinars, seminars, training days, training groups, online groups, mastermind groups. It literally, I mean, well, Dom, explain your story. Literally from the book.
It's exactly the same thing. I mean, the book itself is a paperback. It's a Kindle book. It's also an audio book that I sell on Audible. They're all linked together on the WhisperSync thing as well. So, you know, it's consumable lots of different ways. It's also a course, the How to Be a Dog Superhero course. It's also a seminar. I'm going back up to Scotland this weekend to do the How to Be a Dog Superhero seminars. I've also got an Inner Circle. We've also got a podcast, the Superhero Dog Owner Show. So this is like that's where it fits into the whole.
But basically, it goes back to that constant, not just having one trick pony. Like you say, you've got 7, 8, probably 9 different things there. That isn't just the book, as I'll say to people, but the books kind of spark that off to kind of create the brand of yourself now, of sorts, hasn't
Definitely. It? And almost a whole new side of my business, really. You know? Like from what I had before, it was like training and walking, adventures. Now there's this, which is the book and all those other things. Then we've got this one, the Water Yourself Wealthy. That's going to do the same thing. So there'll be the book, there'll be Inner Circles. There's seminars I've been doing. I did a boot camp at the weekend for pet dog business people. So yeah, you know, it's like it's just one part of the mix, but a brilliant part.
Yeah, and from your business point of view, because obviously people are not going to ask for true stats and facts, but you know, since writing the book, and again, it's not just putting it down to the book, but because of the book, it's probably helped your business grow by quite somewhat, I'd imagine.
I would say, I would say it's
other things.
Doubled it this year, I would say,
yeah, and that's what I keep saying to people. You know, if you get it right, like Dom has, then you know you position yourself that's what the whole book should be about for people. Position yourself within an expert within your field. You know, whatever field that is. And I think Dom's a great example. You know, for being a dog trainer, and then has expanded it now to pet business. Kind of marketing, is that right, Dom?
Yeah.
So it's just kind of elevated Dom above. Obviously, that, you know, he's a confident lad as it is anyway. But obviously, with this now, it's kind of really, you know, like you said, it's content is king. So the book's actually written extremely well. He spent some money, you know, within the internals, getting it all set correctly, plus a cover anyway. So he's kind of packaged it nicely, branded himself nicely, and then obviously from that, it's positioned well. So from being that, I mean, did you, just quickly before we shoot off, did you actually market yourself on Amazon itself, or was it done via different forms such as Facebook ads and other stuff for the book?
So most of it was probably the important part that I missed out a bit is like I have got my own platform as well. You know, I do sell it to my own list. Obviously, we're all about lead generation, aren't we? And having your own kind of platform. But this, I mean, Amazon is an amazing platform to be on. You know, people are on there to buy, aren't they? You know, to buy.
Absolutely.
So, if they're on there looking for dog training books, they're not looking for dog training freebies. They're looking to spend money on dog training books, you know, or dog business books. So it's just another huge addition to the thing, as well as everything what I'm doing with my own list, really, you know.
So did you send people, again, I think these are the key questions that people might want to be, you know, watching this now, trying to say, Bill, ask that question. So obviously, basically, if you don't have a list anyway, you've got to grow a list. So that's something I'll be taking care of within the webinar anyway. But if you have a small list anyway, it could be 50 people, 100 people, you know, there are people there that are interested in what you're saying and doing at this moment in time. While you have a book, that is something you can either give away to them if you feel the need, or actually ask them for some money, which is always key. As soon as people can hand over their wallet of £10, £20, £30, whatever it is, it's a small amount, but that's a first commitment from the client, customer's point of view, which is a huge thing, isn't it? Once someone gives you some money, then it's then therefore they're really keen, whether it's, like I say, a £10 or £1,000 or £100,000, it's kind of irrelevant.
If it's a good product that you've given them, like with a book, they'll be much more likely to buy something else from you, won't they?
Absolutely. So therefore, that's when the other products that therefore come after that. So so going back to it, obviously, did you so you marketed the book obviously within your own list that you had, and then you marketed it, as I said, did you directly do Amazon marketing, or was it Facebook?
I did put a little bit of money behind Amazon advertising, actually advertising within my Amazon account. And
was that
not a massive amount.
No, and from your point of view, obviously, because obviously it varies for different people, but was Facebook probably the better marketing tool?
Definitely. Yeah. We do quite a bit with Facebook, really. You know, it's a good place to get people into the funnel, really.
Yeah, exactly.
For my niche.
Yeah, so that's perfect, really. Just because obviously within the webinar, I'm doing that comparison of Amazon, Google, Facebook. And it's interesting because obviously different people, again, different strokes for different people, isn't it? At the end of the day, you know, some people I know are nailing it now with Amazon advertising compared to Facebook advertising, because, like you say, people are there to buy on Amazon. They're not, you know, some people's habits on Facebook is we're just looking and we might be interested, but we're not maybe in the buying mode. Whereas a lot of people that I've been dealing with over the last kind of 3-6 months, especially kind of transferring, still spending money on Facebook, but transferring some of them funds to the Amazon kind of advertising platform, which again seems to work. Again, different people, different stages.
I'll probably do a lot. I'll probably look into that a lot more. I'll probably speak to you about that actually with the new book, because the new book, it leads people very well. I've got bonuses in there and stuff, so it leads people to the next part of the journey much more than my first one did. We live and learn, don't we?
Absolutely. And just before we go, Dom, because I really do appreciate your time, just tell everyone how good it felt when you realised you're on Amazon. Well, was it top 5 first of all, then it top 3?
Top 5, and we've been number 1 a couple of times actually. While it was been full price, obviously Amazon do the different promotions, don't they? And you can take advantage of. But I mean, mine's been sort of is around the top 10 for about a year, really. You know. And
I'll cut big head, everyone. I'll cut big head.
Don't ask me how, but it has.
No, it's great. It's great, and
it's fab. I've got the book bug now. You know. I have. I'm wanting to get more of them on there and see if I can get some kind of snowball effect going as well.
Absolutely. So there you go, people. As I said, you know, a real life Amazon #1 bestseller. And he's a Sunderland fan. Can you believe it? Not all doom and gloom. But anyway, Dom, thanks ever so much, buddy. Really, really appreciate it. And just tell everyone the next book's kind of on me when that's out. But we expect that definitely in the next week or so. Just give us a name of the next book.
It's Walk Yourself Wealthy, the quick, easy and no BS guide to transform your passion for pooches into an insanely profitable and fun dog walking empire.
And that's tip number 6. Get a great subtitle.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Cheers, Dom. Thanks a lot, mate.
You're welcome, buddy. Good luck. See ya.
Magic.